great story coming in about the gray man from Pawleys Island, South Carolina. And what do we have in line for our listener mail?
Yeah, we got some great listener mail tonight. And we also have some, you'll be happy to know, some grammatical pronunciation corrections, which I'm going to cover because we're always open-minded to that.
Yeah, not me, bro. Speak for yourself.
But first off, we have a great email from Judy from Georgia. And I think Judy's written in before. And always has some good insights. And she writes, well, first off, the subject is one of our favorite people on television, Dr. Travis Taylor.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And she says,
Skinwalker Ranch buddy.
Ranch scientist. And she says, hi, guys. I've seen this talked about on several TikTok accounts. Evidently, Dr. Taylor of Skinwalker Ranch fame may soon be asked to testify before Congress regarding UAPs.
Isn't that interesting?
And I went and I looked at the link, and not only that, apparently he's joined a company. I won't say the name of the company. It's not a household name, at least to me. But this company is hiring a couple of these high-profile folks that have usually worked in the top secret space to work for them, this private company. And, there's speculation in the news about the fact that maybe they're trying to capitalize on learning about some of these new technology from these potential UAPs.
Huh. Well, good luck with that. I mean, if there's something we could use, I think there's already people using it.
Yeah. But so Judy goes on. So thank you, Judy. She put that link in, which I hadn't heard about, and I am a fan of Dr. Travis Taylor. And then she finishes up by saying, always enjoy your work and never miss an episode. God bless you both, and prayers for Paula. Judy from Georgia.
Good job, Judy. And I believe that's Judy with a B. I know Judy. I know the name.
Oh.
And you're right. I believe she has contacted us in the past with a couple of different...
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, blurbs. And see, this is an interactive show. I don't think everybody buys into that, but we do have a tremendous base and quite a few people who chime in regularly, sharing data and tips and interesting blurbs with us, and we follow up on them.
Oh, yeah, and I really love, 157 episodes in. I love to hear from you about other cryptids and other oddities that you want us to look at.
Yeah.
So
there's no doubt about
good.
it.
I think I've only repeated one, and that was my beloved Spring Heel Jack. I just can't get enough of Spring Heel Jack, so there might be a third episode soon.
Yeah, and how about that dude that chimed in? And what was the terminology you used for those guys that are basically gymnasts?
Yeah, the gymnasts. I forget what it's called. I never heard of it before, but then I went and looked. Like they practice doing this jumping and stuff like that.
Yeah, wow. They're fairly adept at and work hard at the craft,
Yeah.
So that was an option for Spring Heel, but we don't know, of course.
I still think he was an early Batman.
Well, listen, he couldn't have been an early Fat Man. He never would have made it onto a roof.
He never would have made it over the roof. That's right.
Fat Man!
All right. All right, and as promised, we get some help with pronunciation from Preston from Colorado. And Preston says, cool to hear you mention Canyon City. I was just listening to your new episode. I love you guys. But not to be a jerk, just for your own knowledge, Estes Park is pronounced Estes Park.
Can we trust this guy as being some type of authority?
I don't know. And then he says Salida is actually pronounced Salida, not to be confused with saliva. I added that part. He didn't put that part in there. So I've been saying Estes Park. It's actually Estes Park. Sorry to all of you out there that wouldn't be able to sleep for the last few weeks. And when I've been saying Salida, it's actually Salida. And when I say tomato, some people say tomato.
Tomato. And when you say saliva, here's what I have to say. Let me say that again.
And another email from a recent podcast from Eddie. And the subject is Cathedral Spires Trail, Custer State Park.
Here we go.
Yeah, and he says, "Hi, Bill and Kevin. Look forward to the show every week. As you suggested, I'm one of those guys who listens while cutting the grass or doing other work around the house. Just heard the latest show and enjoyed the account of the South Dakota sighting. My family and I hiked that very trail last July and saw the goats, but no Bigfoot." Yeah, that's pretty cool, right?
Yeah, a little confirmation coming through there.
Yeah. And then he writes, "Kevin, you mentioned that you wanted to check it out. And in all capitals, he writes, I highly recommend it."
Okay.
And he says, "Though Custer is not a national park, it is on the same level in our books. That trail is in my top 5 hikes. And we've done 14 national parks all over the country as a family and have been fortunate to experience some great ones. Please do yourself a favor and check it out, as well as the Bison and Sylvan Lake." So
how about that?
Yeah, thank you, Eddie. It's definitely going in my bucket list journal here. So I definitely will check it out. Thank you for the hot tip. And he says, "Look forward to many more episodes. Bill, you and Paula continue to be in my prayers. Every time I listen, it is a reminder to do that for you. Thanks for bringing a bright spot to every week, Eddie."
Fantastic.
Isn't that fantastic?
Yeah, top 5 hikes in his book.
Yeah, and he's been to 14 national parks.
Yeah.
I don't think I've been to 14 national parks.
Yeah, and the confirmation of seeing the little mountain goats or whatever they are, they got to be mountain goats because those other folks saw the thing up on the side, like standing on
I think
a little...
technically goats that are on a mountain are mountain goats.
You think so?
That's what I would call them. All right, Bill, one of your favorites is coming up next from Brad.
Okay.
And he says, "Greetings, KJ and WJ from Indiana.
Yeah.
I'm that one listener who would always write in asking you if you have both seen Expedition Bigfoot episodes. I'm happy to say that I will no longer annoy you with that. I was curious if either of you have seen or heard of Survivor Man Bigfoot."
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's with Les Stroud, an outdoor expert. And in, I think, 8+ episodes, he decides he wants to go out and find firsthand evidence of Bigfoot.
Yeah.
And he has some pretty interesting encounters and finds some pretty interesting evidence. Thanks for all the great podcasts, Brad. And I know, Bill, I picked that one because you are a huge fan of Survivor Man Bigfoot and turned me onto it as well.
Yeah, now, for those of you out there, I'll give a little plug to Les. I bought on his website, he had the Survivor Man Bigfoot series in a 3 DVD disc set. Nordag, Radium Springs, The Legend of Klemtu Hill, Giants of the Forest, Where the Myth Began, Mystery of Bigfoot Mountain, The Smoky Mountain Sasquatch, Searching the Southwest, and The Hidden World of Bigfoot. I highly recommend purchasing this and showing some support for Les. I'm not of the mindset that he was a skeptic. Unless if you're out there, I love you, brother. I kind of thought he was playing that a little bit. I got a feeling he's pretty convinced that something was out there, and he just wanted to see if he can produce more evidence.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's definitely brave. When he's out
Yeah.
there at night sometimes by himself, basically,
Yeah.
jeez.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
the middle of nowhere.
What do you think if he turned around? He's got like a Ruger and a Colt 45 or something that we're not seeing.
Yeah, maybe a howitzer. Launching some shells across yonder.
Yeah, maybe he's got a sawed-off pump on a sling under his sweatshirt on his back. Oh my God, yeah, good old Les, man. Yeah. I really. I wish a dude like that would open it up again. Somebody would finance him to start over and do it all again.
Absolutely.
Excellent resource. Did a fantastic job with that show. And, geez, I was almost in tears when it wasn't on anymore. There's some things in life you just wish would never end.
I'm with you.
I could have watched Les Straub going in and out of locations looking for Bigfoot for 20 years. And, again, you say the guy was very brave, and knowledgeable.
Yeah.
And in his DVDs, the one story, he was with that guy who was leading him into, I believe, Alberta, where he said he had numerous encounters with Bigfoot. And that dude was the one who said he found boot tracks, and that one night he was making a fire and heard automatic weapons open up for like 60 seconds.
Whoa.
Yeah, can you imagine how much lead automatic weapons could lay down in a minute?
They're throwing some lead, that's for sure.
Yeah, and then he heard a helicopter coming, never saw it, blacked out, and it was going in the direction of where the gunfire came from.
Wow.
And the insinuation was that he believed that some governmental entities were taking out Bigfoot.
Wow.
Yeah, that was kind of freaky.
Yeah, that qualifies as freaky.
Yeah, well, what do you say about that,
Yeah.
But,
crazy, man.
We did see in Expedition Bigfoot, those copters were hanging around them on a few different occasions,
Yeah, in the middle of nowhere.
So, were they looking at them? Were they looking at something else? Were they just practicing and flying around our night maneuvers? We don't know. They don't know. Interesting, though, huh?
Yeah. Well, good podcast, Bill, as usual. And folks, thank you for writing in. Thanks for those great 5-star reviews, too. If you haven't left us a 5-star review lately, please do so. It is virtually the only way we have of attracting new listeners to the podcast are those 5-star reviews. And if you want to leave a written review, too, we read all of them and love hearing from you.
Yeah, and who was that guy's name? Kev Preston?
Oh, Preston with the pronunciation?
Yeah, was he the one that was on the Cathedral Spires Trail?
No. That was...
that was Brad.
Eddie.
Oh, Eddie. I got them all mixed up.
You're all mixed up.
At least I remember all the names.
You did remember all the names. I'll give that to you.
But listen, folks, if you should find yourself in South Dakota stomping around on the Cathedral Spires Trail, you better remember one thing. Always carry more gun than you think you're gonna need. Sleep tight.